of La Penta. This is WICR.
Hello, Iona College. Welcome back to a special episode of the Sports Wall. Jersey Joe back in action. Just recapped the World Series. Can't say enough about Madison Bumgarner, what he did. Just historic, terrific. It just exemplifies greatness. Talked a lot of NBA. So we're moving into the next week of NFL picks. It has just been such a good ride the last couple weeks. Definitely getting back in rhythm. But week 9, we've got some terrific matchups. So let's get into picking the games. Tonight's Thursday night matchup is the New Orleans Saints and the Carolina Panthers. Both teams 3-4. The Panthers actually 3-4-1. They tied that one game against the Bengals. But I don't really like what I've seen out of Carolina. Really struggled in recent weeks. Their defense last year was one of my points that I loved. Luke Kuechly still playing well, but that defense is just not the same against the run right now. They are home. Initially, I was on the Panthers side, but after watching the Saints on Sunday night last week, I think they're figuring it out. I think the big thing for them is they've got to be more committed to the running game. Mark Ingram has been tremendous running the football. He's been running really well. I think they've got to be more consistent, more committed to the run because Ingram can run the football. You can run the football against the Carolina Panthers this year. They've struggled tremendously. I mean, you watched the game when they played Pittsburgh a couple weeks ago. Pittsburgh had a field day running the football against that team, and a lot of teams are just showing you can run against the Carolina Panthers. Saints run the football. It'll be in the game plan. Drew Brees, he's getting back in rhythm. I like the Saints to get the win on Thursday night here. The next game, the Cincinnati Bengals and the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Bengals kind of getting some more energy after beating the Ravens at home last week. The Jaguars are the Jaguars. Let's be honest, folks. They're 1-7. The Bengals are at home. They have the superior talent. Easy pick here. Probably the safest for most elimination right here. If you're still in. I mean, it's been a tough season. You go on to the Cleveland Browns and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Buccaneers are just a mess. I couldn't be more disappointed. I mean, I thought when they came off their bye, they would get a win there. Did not happen. It went to overtime. The Vikings beat them, so I don't trust Tampa Bay. It's one of the teams I totally sold on, the Bears, the Buccaneers. I don't trust them anymore. I don't think they have the ability to get things back together and bounce back. Don't trust either team. The Browns, it hasn't been the prettiest the last couple weeks, but they're at home. It should be a win that they can manage with. They're just more organized than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are right now. You go to the next game now. This is a very interesting one. The Arizona Cardinals and the Dallas Cowboys. Now, initially, if Tony Romo was 100% healthy, I would go with the Cowboys here, but I can't say enough about the Arizona Cardinals. With Tony Romo, and we might not even know if he's playing until early Sunday, I don't trust the Cowboys. I'm going with the Cardinals here. Even if Tony Romo plays, he's not going to be 100%, and the Arizona Cardinals defense is probably one of the last teams you'd want to face if you're Tony Romo and you're really banged up right now. It probably wouldn't be a good idea. It'd probably be a good idea I don't know what the Cowboys do to maybe concede defeat here, because if you put Tony Romo in here not 100% against this Cardinals defense, you're asking for trouble because you've got a great season going right now. At the end of the day, this Cardinals team is just excellent. I think regardless of what happens here, even if Tony Romo's healthy, the Cardinals have a very good chance of winning this game. But Tony Romo is banged up. I think it's probably a good precaution just to let him sit out this game. Just concede defeat here because you really have an excellent chance to make the postseason here. And if Tony Romo goes in this game and really aggravates that injury even more, it could derail everything that you've done this season. And the Cowboys fans, I'm sure, don't want that to happen. I like Arizona here with a dinged up Tony Romo, even if he plays, but there's a lot of question marks to look at for this game. Going with the Cardinals. The next game, the New York Jets and the Kansas City Chiefs. We know Michael Vick is starting. We don't know if he's going to be able to prepare. Maybe he's got some movies to watch. I don't know what he's going to do. Chiefs have been playing much better. The running game is getting back in action. I think that rough start to the season, getting handed that loss week 1 to Tennessee at home. Everybody was kind of off the Chiefs after that, but they've brought things back. They're stabilized. They've got a great head coach. Alex Smith is doing what he needs to do, not turning the ball over. the Chiefs, very easy win at home here against just a Jets team that just everything that could go wrong is going wrong. Then you have the San Diego Chargers at the Miami Dolphins. A good football game here. The Dolphins have won 2 in a row. The Chargers have lost 2 in a row, which makes it a very interesting matchup here. Now, both teams, the Dolphins are extremely difficult to pick their games. They're so inconsistent. Just very hard to pick their games. But I like the Chargers. The way I look at it is good teams don't lose 3 games in a row. Very rarely does that happen. The Chargers have had a tough 2 weeks. Their schedule coming up is getting much more manageable. Games coming against the Rams and this game against the Dolphins. It is on the road, which is tough, but it's very similar weather to San Diego. I like the Chargers to come in here and get a win. I think it'll be a close game, could absolutely go either way, but I just don't see San Diego, very well head coached teams like they are, don't lose 3 games in a row. I like the Chargers here. The next game, the Washington Redskins and the Minnesota Vikings, all the reports seem to point to Robert Griffin III starting this game, but even with that point, I like the Vikings here. I think it's going to take Griffin some time to readjust and get back in rhythm. The Vikings, it's not pretty, but defensively they've been playing very well. You would expect nothing else from Mike Zimmer. He's been a defensive guru his whole career. Anthony Barr, their draft pick from UCLA, looks like he's going to be a heck of a player. They're playing very well defensively. Definitely not going to be an easy transition for RG3 to come back into. Teddy Bridgewater's been okay. He's been more of a game manager at this point, but they're at home. I like the Vikings to get the win here. You go on, though. You've got the Philadelphia Eagles and the Houston Texans. Now, this is tough for the Eagles because off their bye, going to Arizona, losing a tough game to a very good team. Now they go on the road again to the Houston Texans, which is tough. I think the Eagles are by far the better team here, but it's tough to go on the road in the NFL 2 weeks in a row against 2 very good defenses. The Cardinals and the Texans both have excellent defenses. Now I'm going with the Eagles here, but I think this is going to be a very close game. It's going to be tough for the Eagles because coming again, 2 weeks in a row on the road is very difficult for anybody. So it'll be tough for the Eagles, but I do think they get the win here. Then you've got the St. Louis Rams and San Francisco 49ers. Now here, the 49ers coming off a bye. I like them to get a win here, but the Rams always match up well against the 49ers. They always give them trouble. I think it's as always going to be one of those classic games that you have in the NFC West, but the 49ers have an extra week to prepare to rest up. That should give them an edge here. They're at home. I give them the edge, the pick to win this game. Now, the Sunday night game is just a phenomenal matchup. You've got such a good game. Not the night matchup. This is actually the 425 matchup. But the Denver Broncos take 2 against the New England Patriots. We all remember that game last year. The cold, miserable weather. It was a running fest. No Sean Moreno had 200 rushing yards. It was just give him the ball and see what can happen. The weather conditions were terrible. Everybody just wanted to get inside and get warm. But the New England Patriots pulling off such a comeback win there. I think we all know Peyton's going to want to get retribution here. But I've gone back and forth on this game. Very difficult. Both teams are playing extremely well right now. Denver's offense is moving the ball at just you snap your fingers and they've got a touchdown on the board. Defensively, they're much better this year. I think they're definitely a better team than New England, but New England's shown you at home they're just at a different level. Defensively, they don't scare me. I think Peyton Manning's going to have a nice day against them. Look, it's going to be probably a pretty high-scoring game here, but New England's at home. At the moment, I'm sticking with the Patriots because they're the home team. They've been very, very good at home. Denver, though, it's just going to be a good game between 2 of the best quarterbacks of all time. I could switch my pick here. I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to stick. My initial gut told me to go with New England being home, so I think I'm going to stick it out with them, but there's definitely room where I might second-guess myself. Then you've got the Oakland Raiders going to Seattle. The Raiders at 0-7. Unfortunately, they will drop to 0-8. You just can't see them going to Seattle. Things haven't been pretty, but they're going home against a team like the Raiders. I think we all know, pretty easy. Logic tells you the Seahawks will easily get a win here. And then the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers, your Sunday night matchup. Now, take one against this earlier in the season. The Steelers really gave the Ravens a hard time. I'm sorry, the Ravens beat them there. I mean, I think we all thought that was when the Ray Rice distractions were coming out. I think we all kind of thought Pittsburgh, it was perfect opportunity because the Ravens, they had so many distractions, but the Ravens, things really worked out well for them. I'm going with the Ravens to get the win again here too. Now, I think everyone's going to go just on the Steelers bandwagon after what they did to the Colts last week. I mean, Big Ben, 40 of 49. He was just unbelievable, but the Colts defense is atrocious. The Ravens defense is much more better. They have much better personnel. They're much better organized than the Colts defensively. I think this is a much different game. Even though Pittsburgh is home, Baltimore has played very well the last couple weeks, lost a tough game to the Bengals. I like the Ravens on the road to get a tough win against a Steelers team that played very well last week, but I think the public's going to be all over the Steelers, and I really can't see. I think it's going to be a letdown after last week because let's be honest, Pittsburgh hasn't showed a ton of things to us. I mean, they've been pretty disappointing up to that point, but the Colts defense is a mess. They don't have playmakers. They don't have pass rush. I mean, I think a lot of quarterbacks will have a good day like that against the Colts, so I like the Ravens here. Steelers definitely, I think, are going to give us a letdown. And in the Monday night matchup, the Indianapolis Colts and the New York Giants, Andrew Luck going to bounce back from the game last week against Pittsburgh. It wasn't on Andrew Luck, really. I mean, he did turn the ball over at some points which were very ugly, but that game was all in the Colts defense. They just don't have talent. They don't have playmakers. They need to add it whenever they can in the draft. They just need playmakers on defense. But the Giants coming off their bye, I do like the Colts here. Andrew Luck, it's a second. I mean, they're not going to lose 2 games in a row. I think that the Giants will be in this game coming off their bye, but Andrew Luck is too good. I don't think he'll have any trouble at all against the Giants defense. I like the Colts getting a win on the road here. But you move into that is everything for the NFL. Going up and down the list, you go to college, some phenomenal games here. I mean, some of the big ones, the Oregon Ducks and the Stanford Cardinals. Very excited for this game. Now, Oregon has really done a good job of bouncing back after a loss to Arizona at home, which was very surprising. But Marcus Mariota, you can't say enough about this guy. He's been phenomenal. I mean, the offensive line is not giving him help. Defensively, Oregon is a mess, but I like Marcus Mariota. Just the way he's played, the plays he's made when they've needed them have been remarkable. Now, don't forget, folks, Stanford has handed Oregon losses the last 2 years. Their Ducks have lost to Oregon. I mean, the Stanford has beaten the Ducks the last 2 years. So it's been a team that's given Oregon problems. This year's team is not as good as the last 2, but you've always got to think about it because, I mean, when a team is consistently giving you trouble like that, I think that's coaching. I think it's just matching up. They match up well against you. So it's definitely something to consider here, but this is 2 different teams. It's a different era. I like the Oregon Ducks to get the win at home here. They keep on rolling, go to 8-1. The game, though, that is just the highlight of the week, the Auburn Tigers going on the road against the Ole Miss Rebels. Ole Miss coming off their first loss of the year against LSU. And look, if Ole Miss struggles against the run to Leonard Fournette, and they can't, and LSU doesn't have much of a passing game, it's all about the run and Leonard Fournette. And Leonard Fournette's a terrific running back, but if they struggled that much against the run against LSU, say hello to Auburn for me because Auburn is so good with the run. I mean, those guys, Curtis Artis Payne, Nick Marshall, when he tucks the ball in and he runs. Auburn is predicated around the run. They throw the ball. I mean, Nick Marshall is definitely better in the passing game, but Gus Malzahn's offense is based around the running game. I think Auburn has a very good day running the football. At first, I picked Ole Miss for this game, but I've switched my over to Auburn just because I think Ole Miss had a tough time against the run last week. Auburn will have no trouble moving the ball against this team. With Bo Wallace in a shootout, I'm going with Auburn. Auburn's offense shows you they move the ball extremely well. Now, Ole Miss defense is very good, but I think Gus Malzahn's record speaks for itself. He's figured out ways to get his offense to work against everybody. Last year, I'll never forget it, the Missouri Tigers had the best defense in the SEC. They were outstanding. I mean, they had so many playmakers. They were just so difficult to run the ball against. Gus Malzahn and the Tigers had a field day against them. It was a close game. Auburn's defense couldn't stop Missouri either, but Auburn's defense, it was not as good last year as they are this year. Auburn, their offense will be good enough in this game. It will be a terrific SEC matchup, but I'm going with the Auburn Tigers here. Now, I think a lot of people as well are still trying to figure out this TCU team. How is Trevon Boykin this good? Last week, 82 points, just unbelievable. This week they play a good West Virginia team. West Virginia is now ranked number 20. They're playing very, very well right now, so it's going to be a good matchup. I like Clint Trickett. Clint Trickett's playing very well, but it's going to be a good game here. But I like TCU to keep on rolling. That offense is the best that Gary Patterson has ever had. And defensively, they're not bad. I mean, they're not great. They showed you in the Baylor game. They really had no answer for Baylor. But West Virginia's offense is good, but it's no Baylor. I think TCU gets another win here. But it's just going to be a tremendous weekend for sports. College football has been phenomenal. Tonight you have Florida State and Louisville. I've been pretty adamant about it. Florida State's going to go undefeated the rest of the way, folks. I mean, they have games against Virginia, Miami, Florida. They have tonight Boston College. Tonight against Louisville. There's no potential for them to lose. They're coming off the bye. I think it'll be a pretty good win here. The thing I want to see is, how does the running game play? How does the defense play? Louisville's not a great team, but they're not bad either. They can move the ball against this defense. I want to see Florida State get the running game back in action. Jameis Winston's been Jameis Winston all year. He's been terrific. He is going to continue to be terrific. It's just going to come down to, can they beat an SEC team in the playoff? I'm not sure if they can, but these last couple weeks of the season, I'll be watching very closely to see how they play, how they continue to improve upon the things that have been really concerning for them. But it's just going to be a terrific matchup. You've got so many good games. Thank you for listening. NFL Picks. Tonight you've got LeBron back in action. That is so exciting. Cannot wait to see that. I've got work to do, things to study for, but at the end of the day, I'm putting it all down when LeBron plays, because it's just going to be magical. Seeing him take the floor again, it's going to be so much fun to watch. But thank you for tuning in, everybody who enjoyed the games tonight, and have a great day.